County Commissioners Court to order. It is 11:03, and at this time I'd like to call on Commissioner Harvey to give the invocation.
Let's pray. Father God, thank you for all the blessings that you give us every day. Thank you for the wonderful people that we get to work with and the great things that you put in front of us that we get to do and participate in. We have a blessed life, and we appreciate you so much. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the Texas flag.
On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. Take seats, please.
Everybody pauses at a different place when they say that.
Yeah. No comma. Huh? There's no comma. It's comma dilemma, isn't it? All right. Need us to consider the consent agenda. I need to move item 7 down to general business to correct the wording on that.
In lieu of that, I make a motion we approve the consent agenda items 1 through 6.
Thank you, sir.
Second.
Any comments or questions, anyone in the
I
audience?
have a question. What is item number 2? What is that?
That is to repair damage to the EMO building that was caused during the reconstruction of the parking lot.
Operator headspace.
Operator error.
We run into the building?
We ran into the
Oh,
You ought to be a detective. You catch
man.
We ran into the building.
So was that precinct 1 that did that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, who else does that?
And that's about wait a minute. Let's see. That's about $2,000. I thought I saw an ice machine down here for precinct 1 for about $2,000. That's a swap. What do you think? I love giving you a hard time.
I think not.
Commissioner Waller, second by Commissioner Beecham, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 1 is to discuss and authorize an increase in the pay for the temporary reassignment of criminal defense attorney's chief investigator for responsibilities while the chief investigator is on. I'd like to ask you to make the last slot in that, which is the county investigator. We would make that the acting chief investigator, pay him the salary that's authorized for that position, and transfer the funds from 409 general fund contingency. The other is not drawing any salary at this time on FMLA. It's past that time.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any questions in the audience? Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0.
Is he completely out of all his sick and everything?
Yes, sir.
Not a good deal
No.
at all.
Okay. Review and approve the regular bills for payment.
Having reviewed the bills on Friday, I will make the motion that we approve the regular bills for payment.
Second.
Commissioner Beecham, you never have heard back from the camera people?
No, and I made another phone call this morning. I will write a letter this afternoon and send it to them.
Okay, any comments, questions on the bills from anyone? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item 2 is discuss, consider, take action to approve quote dated July 30, 2018 from Wichita Restaurant Supply Incorporated for an ice machine for Precinct 1, the amount of $2,539 to be paid from 221.211.XXX to the line determined by the county auditor. Commissioner Beecham.
Yes, Judge, this is to replace our old and dilapidated ice machine for Precinct 1. We've made several attempts to repair that machine with no luck. Also attempted to buy a lesser version. It was delivered inoperable and out of warranty from a brand new supplier, so it was summarily sent back.
It didn't work.
It did not
and
work.
out of warranty.
Out of warranty.
Other than that, it was a great.
It was a
ride.
great,
What was the one I said over there?
it was too big for our space. It just didn't fit back.
It was a big old ice
It was
machine.
a big one, so.
I mean, it wasn't brand new, but it
This is
worked.
exactly an exact replacement of the one we have currently, so.
A lot of people don't understand how important that ice machine is in the summertime to those road hands. I'll second that motion, Judge.
Okay. Well, the other thing that ice has been used for is when we've had large public
Yes.
disaster events,
Yes, we
fires and
have.
those things.
It's very, it is a safety deal for those guys in the summertime.
Any comments or questions from anyone in the audience? A motion by Commissioner Beecham, second by Commissioner Muller, to approve the item as stated. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item 3 is discuss and consider take action to approve the county treasurer's report for July 2018 and authorize county judges and commissioners to sign the affidavit certifying compliance with section 114.026C of the local government code for July 2018. Welcome back to the better part of the United States, Mr. Hampton.
I guarantee you where I've been is pretty powerful.
Where you been?
Visiting Fort Sumter.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wow.
Problem is though, we still lost.
Yeah.
I really had hopes
But
if
the
you were
park
part,
rangers had a great presentation, so it was,
I really had hopes if you were part of the reenactment, we might win again.
well, we sure would have tried.
Here's two other bills
It
before,
appears that we might need to.
here's two other bills before you leave. We
Oh, good.
solved the questions on
Okay.
those, so please take
I'll
those.
get those.
Yes,
I know
sir.
you guys got luncheon commitments, so I'll talk fast.
Yes, sir.
We're 8% ahead of where we were this time last year. We're over $4 million. Bottom line, we've got an adjustment to that bottom line though pretty quick here. I want to give a copy of that to you. Any questions on, now this is, just give you an idea of what I gave you with the colors, is that's mine, this is TSG's. These are reflective of numbers that are already in the process. Okay. Bottom line though is the fact that the 8% deal is something that we are definitely ahead of. Give it to you.
Thank you.
Bob, I like your little sheet.
I like your sheet.
I like the way it reads.
These are the real current numbers.
And it's easy to read.
What it's supposed to be. I think so. I'm here to answer some of your questions. Okay, the reason I said we're not that 8% ahead is,
Tells me we got a payment
Well,
due.
you got one of these, you really don't need that.
A payment maybe.
yeah, we do. We got it. And this baby will, as they say, will herald the poet.
But now, when you say we're 8% ahead, you're not rolling in the jail bond information in that, are you? That's outside.
No, we're not. No,
Yeah.
this 8% is strictly the assets that we work with on a day-to-day basis.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And as you can see right now on the 15th, which is this Saturday, we're going to pay part of our bond obligations, $2.5 million. So that will definitely shrink our 8%.
Just interesting that the interest portion of that is $300,000 more than the principal part.
How long's it been since we've seen that?
Long
A
time.
long time. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah, really. Well, yeah, for those people that are watching, we borrowed the money at the right time, and that's exactly what Murphy said. And we were well guided. We got to borrow money, that's when we all got it. Okay, this page right here shows general fund assets, which is at the top of page 2. The middle there shows you where we are. Total gen assets. Next category is permanent improvements, and shows you that 4.9 million permanent improvement fund. And then page 3 is road and bridge accounts, and that gives you guys your rolling numbers. orange and green line at the bottom of each one of your respective precincts gives you an idea of what your monies are. If you're gonna do something, it's really good to tell Willie or I one, so we'll have the monies there to cover you.
Okay, come up here, Bob.
Okay?
Put your finger on what you're talking about.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay, Road and Bridge.
Yep,
Okay, here you go. And are you still precinct 2?
still.
Okay. Well, here's
So
where
this is
you
what
are.
I have in the
These
bank?
this number and this number are
The 10 and the
reflective of
2.
monies that we can get to pretty quickly.
Just these two bottom numbers here, not the bottom, but the 239 and the 10.
Yes.
Okay.
The colored numbers.
Okay.
And then here's where you maturities on your
Okay.
respective investments. And then that page 5, I'm not trying to go too fast, but I know you got obligations. Page 5 shows we got about 7.8 million in ready cash in our jail bond funds. The chief asked me the other day if our interest ever goes into the general fund, and that's the reason that this sheet right here is a standalone sheet. I don't put it on the TSG deal because this way Murphy emphasized the fact that we have to keep these monies
Separate.
segregated. And so here we are, and that gives you an idea of the rate of interest we made on those. Treasury bills, though, you see, we got 60 million in treasuries. A portion of that comes due on October the 4th.
What this says to me, Bob, is that if I could ever get $70 million in my retirement account,
Yeah, but
I could
understand,
draw
unless
about-
you ever do that,
I could draw about $12,000 a month, and I think I could get by on that.
especially
If I could just get there, get to this number over here.
yeah, okay, that's.
Yeah. What do you suggest?
Sam, you never know.
Buy a lottery ticket.
Oh, okay. I just can't
The
quite.
interesting thing on this jail bond proceeds sheet is, which I need to keep in front of you, is the fact that we've already spent 3.6 million.
which is good, because that's in our target amount, and I got concerned that we were gonna fall behind. I did call Sam and talk to him, and he said, get me the figure, and when I got him that, he said, no, you're fine, you're right on target, so.
Good deal.
Uh,
My job is to make sure you guys aren't taken by surprise.
right, and we don't wanna get into arbitrage, and I don't see any way we can. I don't think we're.
Well, we're not going to do any arbitrage.
Yeah,
no.
but we have a requirement to have a certain amount of that money spent,
Yeah.
and we're headed, we're gonna be all right, but that, you know, it seems almost counterproductive that they should worry about that.
Everybody understands what arbitrage means.
Yes.
Yeah. Making money on borrowed money.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Judge.
it just,
You're right.
you know, I appreciate you making sure, but, you know, we're gonna do that. We're running a little farther behind we wanted, but we're trying to get the best value for that 70 million and stick to that, so. Commissioner Beecham has put a lot of effort in on that, and I think we're gonna be there shortly.
I've heard of it.
So the judge and I just left Shepherd Air Force Base, did a groundbreaking at their new clinic, $95 million clinic.
And they built a 300-bed hospital in 1964 for 4.5.
Yes,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah,
Things have changed.
clinic.
Well, and just to add to that, I went through an old mansion. It's, there's preservation, conservation, and restoration. The mansion I went through was strictly conservation. In other words, it's not going to be improved on, and they're just trying to keep it.
Maintain.
Yes. But the interior parlor deal made by artisans that are referred to as slaves, absolutely whole walls, still standing, made out of a single tree. These guys did crown molding, and of course it's absolutely ornate. You can't do that work with somebody that's standing over you with a whip. I mean, these men came motivated, they were talented,
All hand carved.
and it's still almost 200 years later, still standing in pristine shape, so.
That is cool.
My point is that those guys took pride in their work, and
I thought your point was gonna be, once we get the new jail built, if we just take care of it, we'd be just as proud of it 200 years from now.
yeah,
Well, some of us won't, but
you get,
I thought that's what your
Somebody
point
will.
was. Just take care of it.
that's the challenge, is get guys out there that'll do their job. Take pride.
All right, could I have a motion then to approve the report and authorize? Thank you, sir.
second.
Thank you, Mr. Hampton.
Oh, my
Okay, motion
goodness.
by Commissioner Beecham, second by Mr. Muller, Commissioner Muller. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. We're down to public comments. Anyone in the audience?
We gotta sign that sucker.
Yeah.
Mr. Bob Hampton, did you take pictures?
I did.
Bob, are you
There
leaving?
will be a seminar.
Good.
Are you leaving?
I would go to that seminar.
Go down.
Pretty country. What do you need?
Masonic Lodge. Okay. Be $1,200.
And you'll probably win the drawing, because it's only 100 tickets.
Probably so.
You rotten.
Yes, sir, Chief. That was in my odd things to ask about. I want to find out what the commissioners were. It's still on. And I mentioned that to Lee the other day, and he said, don't jump too soon, because all this is doing is creating more fuel. And
You know,
We don't
we're
have
at the time of the year, Judge, where that's really not true.
Yeah.
These days are getting short.
The
We're not
growing
growing
season.
grass like we did 60
No.
days ago. Even-
But we're growing grass at my place right now. I opened my front door this morning and jumped back about 3 feet, 'cause I could hear my grass growing.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Man, that stuff is growing fast.
you all got any feelings on it? I can remove that under my order without it, but I didn't want to do that without. Lee
Well, I'll tell you,
getting-
what I think would be an excellent idea is to remove it, and I've had several people call me and want to burn some brush piles. And we'd rather having them do it right now than
Yes.
after first frost. 'Cause that's when it gets-
Absolutely.
That's when it gets dangerous again. So if we would give them a window of opportunity here over the next 30 or so days to do that, I think we'd be really ahead of the game. So it's something I think.
And we would be fine with that too. I mean,
Yeah.
The conditions have certainly changed.
absolutely.
But when we get 1st November, get first frost, we're gonna be back. That's when the fuel we're growing right now is gonna be dangerous. I'd like to see us give them a window of opportunity to clean some stuff up, and then we'll look at it.
We'll prepare and disseminate the order to cancel.
I think that'd work good.
Okay, Commissioner Beecham.
Yes, tomorrow I have a showing of the video Resilience. I'd like to invite anybody to attend. That'll be at 30th District Court at noon. Resilience is a video discussing adverse childhood effects of abuse, neglect, other things. It explains the brain science and the chemistry of the brain and how children are affected when they experience adverse conditions and growing up. It's kind of the first step in building an entire community approach to dealing with these children of abuse and neglect. Second to that is on October 4th, we're having an all-day long event at Grace Church. It's open to the public, free of charge, to begin connecting all the different aspects of the community together. This definitely affects law enforcement. When you watch the movie Resilience, you see that children that undergo these adverse effects are way more likely to have drug addiction, alcohol addiction, experience hypertension, diabetes, every bad aspect that you can think of with each with each factor that they have, their risk goes up exponentially. So it's a pretty eye-opening thing. If you've never seen it, I would not encourage you to go see that.
It's definitely worth it. What time on tomorrow is that?
It's at noon at the 30th.
Okay.
And
And what time? What time does it begin on Saturday? That October 4th at Grace.
That's on a Thursday, I believe.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe it starts at 9 a.m. I'll double check on that.
And is that the date that we feed?
And, yeah, Redneck Culinary Academy is cooking lunch for that.
Lunch. I gotta make sure that's on there.
But on that day, we'll serve both breakfast and lunch. It's through the Early Childhood Coalition.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Harvey.
I'm making an event, I can't see my calendar. Pass.
Okay.
I can't,
Commissioner Waller.
try to get this
I
in
think the
here.
most important thing I could do right now is say, how about those Mustangs? I called the number 2 team in the country on Saturday evening. Got a great program at Western State University right here in Wichita.
Yes, sir.
Grace Church.
Okay. Commissioner Watts.
We are trying to finish up, if the weather will cooperate, on Crone and Moeller, 2 really painful roads that Rex came and helped us with, that get them back. And they have taken abuse over the floods that we had, and you know, there's one of those roads are impacted by water on each side off that tanks. So anyway, we're going to get the gravel spread, and we've hit it now about 2 or 3 different times, but we've had to pull off in an effort to get out of the mud. But anyway, we're making great progress there, and roofs are all complete on the equipment shed. We've got some railing up on some very, very old water crossings that we had that I think were probably WPA.
Probably.
And they had, you know, the water had knocked them down. The pipe was odd-sized pipe on them, and we came back in there and was able to utilize steel we were sitting on and put us some railing, big railing back in. So we're glad to have that done as well. So anyway, everything's going good, and we're actually grade alling. So we've got some issues that, you know, where you were telling me on Huntington, we came back in there working it this morning, and then we're moving over to to Bell Road at the very end of the FM road. Barry McCord called me, and he had flooded with irrigation water off a place he bought down there towards the end, and the water can't get to the creek via the bar ditch. So Dave Romer's helping with the state, and we're getting that. We had a little bit of high spot, and the state has a bunch, so we're trying to get that cleaned up and where it'll run the right direction. But that's what we've got going on right now.
Okay.
Yeah, just to add to that, Judge, we're getting to go back and pick up some of those little projects that we had left lying on the table while we were chip sealing and all that. So it's good to get back and address them, and we don't always get there on the very day somebody calls, but we do put them on the list and address them, and there's a lot of that going on in the county right now. So it'll make things a lot better.
Commissioner Watts, could you give us an update next Monday on that civil division project?
Yes, we walked through with Matt on that Friday after we met, so that'd be great.
All right, thank you, sir. Tonight at 6 p.m. we do have a budget hearing that will be the second public meeting to announce that there will be a possible consideration of a tax increase, even though the actual tax rate's going to go down, which is a nice way to have one.
You bet.
The other thing, we will reconvene at 1:30 today to have a work session to talk about the proposal from Motorola regarding the new VHF radio system for Wichita County. We did meet last week with the city to talk about the new tower they're anticipating building, which will be moving our stuff off the Denver water tower. Hopefully that's going to happen within sometime now, between now and the spring.
Denver
Or
Water
summer.
Tower is where?
Right.
Denver.
Right here on Seymour?
Yes.
And is that Seymour and Denver right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's that
right
big
there where the
tower.
old naval station, that's the
Okay.
transitional or the alternative school. Okay, the other thing, sad thing we had, but we lost two good citizens in this last week, Bill Thacker and Mary Ward. I was able to attend Mr. Thacker's funeral, and it was an interesting celebration of life. The pastors that spoke, all four of them, had different interesting things to say about Mr. Thacker, and it was an uplifting service. The stroll and roll that was Saturday, was Friday, Thursday, Friday, it was a stroll and wade or float.
Which is a
There were
good
a lot of
thing.
people though, weren't there,
It's a
Judge?
good
Didn't a
thing.
lot of people come
There's still
down?
quite a few, yes. I was amazed, but it was a challenge. And we do have Commissioners Court at Wednesday at 9 a.m. For payroll consideration and one closed session item. Then Friday we'll have the regular 10 a.m. Bills discussion. Mr. Harvey, did you find your item you were looking for?
I remembered what I wanted to tell you.
Okay.
Last Friday, I saved the county over $8,000.
Well, I'm
Yeah, but
impressed.
the Friday before you cost us.
No, I
Is there more to this story?
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Harvey.
didn't. It took me about five and a half hours to beat, bang, press, bend, cut that stinking distributor bar that we broke.
Yes.
Is repaired and ready to spray oil. That sucker was a chore. It was bent this way and then ripped this way, so I couldn't get it to, I had to redo the whole thing. Anyway, it's all welded up and had the machine shop getting the hole. I had to weld the holes up in it because they were so oblong from the, where it bent, it stretched it. So welding a hole up that big around, Judge, was time consuming. There was two of them. Had to weld them up so you could drill them back
Put your
out.
finger in there like that boy did.
He can't run that fast.
Okay. Thank you, sir. We're proud of you. It's just those other Fridays I'm
Oh,
worried about.
and I might add.
You mean that
I might add that cost the county nothing.
Yeah.
Commissioner Harvey did not get
Right.
paid to do
did
that.
not.
So you haters out there, don't be going
Well,
and,
we've got, we could
Did
find
you
a
get
few
paid
more
for
things
it?
like
Yeah.
that if that pricing, we like that pricing.
Did you fix the grill trim around the,
no, you know what we need to do on that?
we need to fix it.
We need to fix it, but it needs to be,
Gorilla Glue.
What if we
I
had
think
that-
it needs to be fiberglass. That's what I think it needs to be. It's a good fiberglass person that knows how to do that.
Good idea.
I think that would fix that permanently.
I know a guy that
How
can do
big a
that.
job is it? I mean, is it,
It's as wide as a radiator, and it's broke on this side and it's broke on this side. So I think you could patch it in two places, and I think,
I use that boy up there at Hotto Craft in Iowa Park. He will come out, and he'll do a Saturday job or,
fiberglass? Okay.
All right. Can we recess? I need to get to a thing at Midwestern, unless y'all want to continue on, and I'll turn it over to Commissioner Waller. Okay, it's 11:33, and we'll recess, reconvene at 1:30.
Very good.
Thank y'all.